Yeah. Yeah, so I tell you, turns out I'm not sure really where I am today or where I'm going or what I'm supposed to do exactly, but here it is, right? Turns out here I am. Turns out here's where I'm going, I guess. And turns out behind me, well, that's where I've been. So, turns out this is what it's all about. Yeah, it turns out this is where I am. And it turns out, I guess, the opposite way from where I came from is where I'm going. So, yeah, I guess it turns out today is where I am today, and tomorrow is where I'm going, and that's where I'm going to be, where I want to be. I guess it's where I am, and where I want to go is where I'm going to be when I turn around and see that I'm with an Uncle Sam or Uncle Pete or somebody else that has a stinky ass bottom because they don't wash their feet. Or it turns out that they got something else in their hands. It turns out it's a hunk of steel and they want to hit you downtown, right side up the head, watch you down, watch you take your last breath just to make sure that you're dead so that you won't tell or that you won't smell or that when you do smell, it's because your body's on its way to hell. Rotting away piece by piece, making sure that the ants are going to fly away, cover you, and take you to the Middle East. Because why Middle East? Because that's where they take the big feast, and that's where they're going down with a stink, and everybody knows that the body's made of pink from the inside out. In all of us, even the ones that smell and have a whole lot of gout because they don't eat right, don't drink right. It turns out their piss is white. Turns out the turds are white too because they do the same thing like the birds when they take a poo. Just because they're unhealthy, be drinking soup from the ocean. That doesn't make sense, but it does when you come from a third world country and that's all you got but drinking suds from the lake that everyone's been defecating in, taking it in, drinking it down. And the mother's been watching it all, crying at night because she's sleeping with her head full of sin. She don't know where it takes to begin to raise this life, to live this life, because she's just living it out, living in strife. She got nothing but an edged sword with a big knife. She wants to take it all, but she doesn't want to live twice. Doesn't want to come back to a world where the snakes want to curl up in bed with her girls, with her boys, with her little toys, with a little sheep, where she wants to call them all Bo Peep. But you can't, because in this world, it's called something called an ant, little bitty thing, but it ain't got fangs. It's got like knives. It's got forks. Carries her little one off with it. Then it ain't like a stork. No, of course, it's something more frisky, something more bisky, something that'll kill you without a risky chance. Nobody wants to take that dance. Nobody wants to tell you that there might be a chance that you're going to die, that you're going to fry, that you're going to cry, because in the blink of an eye, as soon as you're gone, they'll carry you off and put you in a pile. Set that shit on fire and see it say their goodbyes and be like, yeah, see it, take off, see you in a while, baby. Cause now your place, oh, I am sorry, but this is a disgrace, but goodbye. Take your time, cry, go on, go in the corner and cry. While you're doing that, trying to take your time, take your solace, say your goodbyes, say your grace, say that it's okay, we'll take our pace, we'll take our strides, we'll take it all in like we need to because our sin is going to take us away, give us better lives. Then they turn around, go back home, and turns out their neighbors have all but blown everything that they once had, that their family had before they were gone, is now gone. It's gone, disappeared, like those John motherfuckers that they are. They took it all, and they took it far. They disgraced this family that just had a loved one die. They just took it, and they just, in a blink of an eye, no disgrace, no love, no hate, just nothing, just hate, just love, just disgrace, just something. You can't even call it nothing, because everybody is living in this same type of waste, this same type of fear, this same type of rapture, evilness, this same type of disgraceful idiocy, piteousy, no love, no war, no regret, and lawlessness like you could not believe. Lawlessness like you do not want to see. lawlessness that you do not want to be inside of, outside of, right side up, or in anywhere near. Because, oh my goodness, you would be living in fear, not of your fellow man, but of your lawless man, your lawless man that is supposed to stand up for good for you, for your crew, and for everyone else that's beside and inside and outside of you. For if you are a girl, say between 12 and 16, you better learn that you better stick by your family. And what exactly do I mean? I mean stick by the ladies that are closest to you. Stick by the women who are as close as can be to your crew, okay? I mean your auntie, your mother, your grandmother, her auntie, your cousin who is a female, your grandmother, female wife, female anything, female. And I don't mean female transvestite, whatever the hell. I mean you stick to those closest to you that have a vagina between their legs. Why? Because these are the people in your crew who will protect you, who will keep you safe. For if you do not have any one of these females next to you and beside you, right by your side, throughout these formative years between 8 years young and 18 years young, you will be raped if you do not have a female at all times that you have close beside you. And even still, if you have a female who's in your crew safe beside you within these times, you still might not be safe. For there may come a time where one of the females who holds you so dear and is in so close contact with you for all of your formative years, there may come a time where finances become so ever effing tight within the confines of your region that one of these females may look at you and, just like a cartoon where somebody gets oh so hungry that they look at their friends and family members, and in their imagination, due to hyper hunger and hyper despair, all of a sudden one of their friends and family members is all of a sudden hallucinated into the form of a beautiful roast chicken. Well, that's gonna happen to a beautiful young female between the ages of perhaps 5 years old and 22 years old. Perhaps it may happen where one of your so-called protector female members of your crowd, of your group, of your family, of your loved ones, may just have a moment of weakness where they look at you and all of a sudden in their despair that they're going through themselves, you just so happen in their fever dream, you just so happen to, behind their eyes, behind their mind, you just so happen to be hallucinated into turning into a stack of cash, or maybe just a beautiful vagina that they can openly sell on the open market so quickly that it's not even funny. And not only will these men who decide to pitch some money to give your auntie, they won't just pitch this money to your auntie to take your vagina, to take your virginity. But because, in the case of India, but because this man who bought your virginity for pennies on the dollar, let's say less than $1 American they'd probably pay. Maybe $5 or $10 they might pay for your virginity. But since you're an untouchable and they don't want to be ridiculed or found out for the fact that they had sexual relations with an untouchable, one of the dirtiest people in Indian society. Because you're one of the untouchables. Yeah, one of these people that might pay to take your virginity. They might take it upon themselves to absolutely slay you after they've taken your virginity. So they won't only take your virginity, they'll take your life. They'll take your damn life. Okay? And this is the sick, twisted reason why. Well, this is one of the sick, twisted reasons why the class system in countries such as India, this class system needs to absolutely be abolished, completely abolished. And not only legally abolished, but legally punishable if it is not practiced. If the abolishment is not practiced. So if the class system continues to be practiced, well, those who are doing such practicing of the abolished system need to be punished themselves. Okay? So, if, for instance, someone who is in charge of implementing this abolishment of the class system, if they come across a village and they're walking around the village and they happen to see a woman going from house to house, scooping up the shit pots of other people's homes and loading them into, I don't know what they load them into, maybe the back trolley of a donkey-led sleigh, and then